What? Joining in?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming and being of interest. Has everybody have a agenda? Is there anybody without an agenda? So I assume everybody has an agenda. So having said all of that, Mike here gratefully wrote the minutes of the last meeting. And so, Mike, you have the honor of reading the minutes that you wrote.
What? Meeting was called to order by Chair and Grossman at 1 p.m. A motion was made by Grossman, seconded by John Malloy, to not accept the 10/25/23 meeting minutes because they were incomplete. The motion was later amended, calling for a vote to accept the meeting minutes as written. Motion carried. A motion was made by John Moore, seconded by Richard Handelsman, saying the following: the Finance Committee affirms the present bylaws specific authorization of the treasurer to invest in certificates of deposit as specified in bylaws Article 8, Section E3. Vote passed at 4-1. No abstentions. Motion carried. A motion was made by Ed Grossman to challenge Rob Tennyson's opinion being read at the delegate assembly. With no second, the motion did not carry. Meeting was adjourned at 2:15 p.m.
Is there a motion to accept?
The motion to accept the meeting as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Unanimous.
Is it unanimous? Could everybody raise their hand? Thank you. What is the next item on the agenda here?
You're reading the printout of the last two motions for the meeting, which are attached, which are written into the minutes.
Okay. I got a transfer of the meeting. And on the transcript, it's about 20 pages. We have copies for everybody. I also sent out emails, so it wouldn't be a surprise. And anybody here who doesn't have a copy, raise your hand and we'll give it to you. Oh. Should be right here.
Are you talking about the handout that's headed Finance Committee meeting 1/24?
Yes, that's a transcript of the meeting. Everybody. Could take a minute or two.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what. You got paper towels? Yeah. You got paper towels?
In the kitchen, right by the sink.
May we ask questions? I don't think this is one of our committee meetings.
Answer the questions, but I like people to have time to look at it.
The first word is I. Who is the I?
That's why you don't transcript word, you get minutes.
Yeah.
Synopsis.
Does anybody not have a copy of the
be interested in.
All right, it isn't on yet.
Is it a mop or anything?
Yeah, where are we?
Air for release and isolate. The real battle within yourself when you're in person.
I'm just gonna make sure I just-
About one.
Oh. Goodness.
So that's one of the minutes from one of the previous meetings.
It's like one of the associations they deal with.
Why is it so dark in here?
There we go.
Louis, you singing on the tune?
Yeah. What was the, was there a motion on this? No.
No, there's no motion. There was a question, but I think before the can got dropped,
Something about.
so.
We having a meeting?
Yeah, have a seat.
Fine. Thank you. You're gonna make me stand. What's going on here?
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, looking at a 3-page.
What the rule of school when the professor didn't show up? How long were we supposed to stay?
The assistant teacher came in and gave everybody the day off. Is that what you're doing? Giving us the afternoon off?
It was a number, I just don't remember, we had to stay in there for so many minutes and then we could leave and. Okay, thank you. So,
I think. Before we go any further. We have the. Sign-in sheet, I want to see if we have a quorum.
Calling the roll.
Yes,
Thank you.
Philip Bernard. Victoria.
Here.
Philip DePaul.
I'm here.
Richard Handelsman.
Here,
John Malloy.
Yeah.
America.
American.
David Singer. Michael Zaslow, present. You have 1, 2, 3. 4 committee members and. Yourself makes 5. Present for the committee.
How many
did you
people are
count?
giving
We're good.
Did you count?
Yes, I did. You have 5, you have 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Here are 2.
how many people are on the committee, Mike?
I'm sorry.
How many people are on the committee?
8, then we got 5 already. 4 committee members and our chair.
4 of 8?
Thanks.
Does the chair count?
Of course you can.
And this committee is different, but he's a voted officer, voted chair, and not appointed chair. I don't know.
How many committee members do you have on this sheet?
4 committee members, yourself, and 5, otherwise 4 days.
No, 5, I believe is we have 4. So they have a quorum. I think everybody.
They're not. They're verbatim of what transpired.
It's a transcript.
Exactly.
Sure.
The minutes were already presented.
You have that in the other sheet.
The same.
Oh, I see, it's like a mechanical translated,
Yes.
transcript.
In as much as we have a quorum. I hope everybody read when I distributed and it's a transcript of the last meeting. I'm looking for any questions.
Michael,
Because
you recording?
We're live here.
The transcript starts with I. Who is the I?
Excuse me?
The transcript, the first word is I. Who is the I?
If we don't have.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have a video. And I have. The recording that Mike did. And that's on the recording. Let me take a look. Yes, it started off with. Whoever said that didn't give his name,
All right,
and we have no video. And so Mike very kindly recorded it on his cell phone. Therefore, that particular person, I can't say who it is. I don't know at this moment if that's germane. It just says I'm here for the finance.
all it says on here for that reason, my next question is, what is the reason?
Why?
Where were you?
Can I
First sentence,
tell somebody else?
the first
No.
sentence.
I could only predict you to an interested party.
Oh, okay. That's why you don't need transfers. You need minutes.
Excuse me?
What is that, the reason, the end, the last word of the first sentence?
Well,
What was the reason?
I'll have to, as an open question, and I'll email it out to everybody I know and see who said it was there.
Mike, did you have a recorder? Mike?
What?
Did you record it?
I did.
Did you want to read that? Play that back or not?
That's the only question? Did you have a question, John?
No.
No questions. Should I poll everybody?
It's obvious.
Excuse me?
I say it's obvious. Nobody has the question.
Oh, okay, nobody has a question. Well. The reason I put it in. Because I find that it's interesting. We have two. Motions. The first was turned down. I find that interesting. Because the
Thank you.
minutes of a corporation, including a not-for-profit corporation, is a legal document, and it's supposed to contain a descriptive, it doesn't have to be used, recording of the essence of the meeting. Unfortunately, the only thing that was in that meeting minutes was the motion for me to explain, which I did explain at the meeting we're talking about. So I think the bylaws really dictated that it be correct. Now, I was asked, what else was in there? And I have a pretty good memory for the whole guy. But I could tell you there were several items that were not covered. And one of them was forced to follow what is being dictated by. By the what?
May I don't want to interrupt, but I have a question. Are you saying that these minutes, which were just approved, don't
That's
have,
not the minutes we're talking about.
which minutes are we
The
talking?
meeting prior to the last meeting.
Last month.
What,
He's talking about the minutes from the meeting prior
Right.
to last month's meeting.
Two months ago.
Wouldn't that
those
be
were
old
approved at
business?
the last meeting.
Excuse me?
Those were approved at the last meeting.
No.
That was one of the months before.
It was the one before.
That
At
they were
that
not
meeting,
approved.
I brought to the floor
Oh,
that I felt the minutes were incomplete. So I brought it to the floor to reject the minutes until they were corrected. At that meeting, I brought a copy of of the minutes. It was 2 sentences.
They didn't make sense.
And all I could say is. I felt it was incomplete. There was a motion. And there was those present, if I'm not mistaken,
I'll explain it to you later.
don't. You don't have to, well, you don't have to talk, you know, Fausto.
I-
No talking across the floor. You want to be recognized, they'll recognize you. I haven't finished. The vote had only one affirmative vote to correct it. The person that was voted affirmatively to correct it is sitting at the other end of the table. That's Cookie Courier. And everybody turned it down. So before I go forward, and I'm going to ask Cookie, tell me why you turned it down.
I didn't think it was presented properly.
Could you say
It
that?
was not presented properly. You didn't do it properly.
Okay. Mike, you voted to turn it down, but you said you didn't want to upset. Why did you turn it down?
I have to go over here, the motion again,
The motion was not to accept the minutes.
I think, yeah, because it was incomplete at the time, and they made a motion to correct the minutes before we proceeded. That's why I turned it down until it corrected.
What?
I had to turn it down until the minutes were corrected.
You turned down the motion because why?
We want, the minutes had to be adjusted,
Right.
so that's what I wanted to wait for, and they made the adjustment immediately.
Well, no one attested.
I didn't make a comment.
Donald, if you want to recognize you.
Committee, I just want to let you all know, the process, we appreciate your participation on the committee. To my mind, you are not required to give an explanation on why you voted on a particular motion. You don't have to have a reason either. So feel free to answer these questions, but also feel free not to.
Okay.
So, are you?
Donald, if you have nothing to hide under the table, you could answer the question. Okay? There's a lot of stuff here that's been done that is not according to the bylaws.
Are you talking about
Richard, go ahead.
Are you talking about the minutes to the December meeting, the one, or the January meeting?
The minute of the last, at the last minute. Meeting,
Last
I
one,
put up a motion not to accept the minutes of the prior meeting because they were incomplete.
So that's when
That's a December one, okay.
Having said that,
So what are we trying to do now, accept the minutes?
I
to the
can't,
December?
could you talk up? I'm sorry.
Are we trying to accept the minutes to the December meeting now? I don't know. Is
For
that,
me, this is not this is the minutes of the 24th of January.
we accept?
It's right on top, finance committee,
I know.
meeting 124.
I see that.
Just to keep the record clear, do we have an active motion on the floor?
Excuse me?
No.
There was no motion.
But I'm trying to get to.
in as much as it was turned down, I don't want to belabor your point. My point is, it wasn't legal. So now we'll go to the second motion. The second motion was to have me, it's actually written in here, the motion, if you take a look, to go forward and get the bank FDIC guarantee CDs. I believe that was unanimous.
That's,
No.
it didn't say,
I responded. That I couldn't. Because Hugo's bylaw says every disbursement, whether by check or by electronics, has to have 2 signatures. There was a discussion, which you should see in here, do it anyway. And I refused to do it anyway. If one is breaking the rule, that doesn't mean I'm gonna break the rules. In essence, the issue of whether it was permitted to buy CDs bank guaranteed by FDIC is stated. But it does, I asked everybody who voted yes, would they put down that they were in compliance of me breaking the rules? Which it does, no one came forward. However, the understanding of bank FDIC guaranteed rules are not understood. In fact, Mr. Fausto here said, what if Bank of America goes bankrupt?
And can I make some statements here?
Oh, wait, hold on. You want to pick it up?
Yeah, I want to go over, see what you're doing.
Let me finish, then you can go. I explained to Mr. Fausto that if Bank of America went bankrupt, if a brokerage went bankrupt, it would have no bearing on the worthiness, safety of bank FDIC guarantees, because that's a totally different guarantee. John, you know.
Okay, yes, FDIC is the insurance company. We went to them and normally they do 250,000 per investment. They guarantee, we could go up to 100 million, they will guarantee every penny that we have invested. Now at the rate of 6.5, that's $350,000 a year. So we went a little bit further. I got the guarantee from Merrill Lynch also. The senior private banking manager came here personally, sat here and explained that to us. And then over the last few months, I've heard responses that were received at that meeting come back to me different. There is no commission. We had that in writing. The $300 a year represents a bookkeeping fee between FDIC and Merrill Lynch. They have to manage all these accounts. So there is no commission involved there, it's just the bookkeeping fees. And they're still willing to do that if we go back on that particular road. You have any questions, I'll answer it, but right now, this is a very solid investment. We're guaranteed to get our money back at the end of the year, promised by Merrill Lynch. Merrill Lynch won't go in, they would not, the government will not let Merrill Lynch go under, it's too big. Besides, private banking is separate from the regular main Bank of America. It's not the savings part of Bank of America. There are private banking institute in there. They're doing billions of dollars on a daily basis. And as we know, they have very solid. Right now, they're rating 4 stars on their highest in banking history. So if you have any questions, let's bring them up now so we can discuss them.
I'll be more than happy.
Okay.
Number one, the question was brought up, the gentleman, there was nothing about a fee. There was nothing about a commission. The gentleman said it's at zero cost to your organization. Nobody's getting any money. Nobody said about a percentage, nobody said. The paperwork that he handed out in the back said, there's a $300 a month fee. And when he was questioned, he said, there's no fee. So we said, you're handing us a piece of paper that said there's a $300 fee. Is there a fee or isn't there a fee? Not commission,
Nice, and-
a fee, okay? He never answered that. We were ignored.
all right.
As far as America Bank and the CDs, I'm gonna sit here again and I'm going to say the same thing. Business plan, we went to Bank A, they're giving us this amount of commission or interest on our CDs. They're willing to do this. We went to Bank C, they're willing to give us this amount of interest. I still wait to see that. And every time I hear, we could have made 80,000, 300,000, 400,000. I'm going to say the same thing. Who went to Truist Bank, who sat down with our account manager and said, how do we get more money? Can we get more money? Do we have that in writing?
We have that in
And
right.
you and-
Excuse me,
Stop,
you could.
stop. You and I
Don't tell
discussed
me
it.
to stop.
No,
Don't tell me to stop.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking.
No, you
Wait a second, we don't have to argue about it, let's just discuss it. All right, he did come to me on that, and I sent out an email stating the Merrill Lynch position of there is no commission, but it's just a bookkeeping fee of that $300. I remember forwarding that, emailing out from Merrill Lynch.
One, I never got it. That's
Okay,
irrelevant.
we have that, we have
Who,
information.
who has gone to Truist Bank, who has sat down with our account manager, found out how our money is invested and what interest rates we're currently getting and how much better could we get if we don't move that money?
Okay, here, we'll bring that up too, because I came to you originally when I was looking at the audit statement that we received. When I saw that, and we had a cash deposit was on your account. Well, 1 second, and then
Who
I saw.
went to Truist?
Okay,
I don't wanna hear,
I just want to explain.
I'm asking, no, you're not answering my
I'm
question.
going
My
to right now,
question,
if I
my
wait a
question,
second, I'll answer
I
it.
don't wanna hear about an audit. I wanna know
Okay.
who went to
All right.
Truist Bank, who is our account manager, and what was their answer?
And here's your answer that I got. I came and I also went to Donald, I said, I can go and get that, to me, a cash deposit. And then I looked and it wasn't a cash deposit, it was a cash deposit, but it was a money market cash deposit. It carries a 0.03% interest. You got inflation, you got taxes, and you got commission, so that's a negative cash flow. I tried to go and I asked you, give me your contact manager's name, I'll go there and sit down and talk to him about it. They wouldn't let me discuss it, they said that I have to have authorization from here, they would not let me go into the account of. You go and see what the account position was, and I asked both of you that question, and I wasn't allowed to
That
get
is
the
the
information.
treasurer's job. That's why the treasurer gets paid to do
No,
that.
I understand,
To
but.
go there and find out what those accounts are doing.
But as you know, I have more experience than anybody on this, that's why I wanted to see it personally, because as a money margin account, you're putting money into a money manager. You're getting commissions, you're getting charged commissions, you're getting taxes, and you have inflation, so you're not getting a 3%, 0.3% interest, you're actually losing 5 to 6% interest on your money.
John, see that? What the hell is going on? I had my hand up.
Okay.
One person at a time.
For Richard.
It's being
Wait, and then
recognized.
someone just
I'm
walked
sorry.
right in.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Richard.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. I would suggest two things. First, that whoever does the authorization for a CV rep to speak to the account manager, authorize John to do so.
Right,
And secondly, whatever I vote on, I wanna see it, when you, on paper, in print. How much to whom?
correct.
That's what I want. All the talk in the world. That 300,000. No, I won't vote unless I see it on paper.
Right, I recognize that.
Alright, so, guys, I'm hearing a lot of, we have this, we have that, we have it, we have it, we have it, we have it. Yeah, I see a lot of papers on this end of the table, I don't know what the hell they are, but I don't see anything in front of your committee members. So all I'm asking is, right now, since you say you have it, I assume it's in this file, let's get it out.
Excuse me.
Now, let me answer this one too. We have all the paper, we had the paperwork sitting
Oh.
in here. Great, we had Merrill Lynch in here. Also, the head of the private banking, we had all those papers, the proof of everything we had. And Ed, that was forwarded to you, and I still have copies back in my files on my laptop, but
I'm gonna answer for you. I keep hearing the same mantra. Also at the delegate, at the candidate forum,
Which one?
Last one.
There was only one.
the,
There was one.
it's on one and you go.
from Yuko, at the candidate forum, someone asked Mr. Fausto why he wouldn't go forward with purchasing bank guarantee. Oh, what happened here?
Systems glitch. It's not recording.
Oh, wait. I think it's an important one.
I went to rec, I worked out all the time, because I knew that, you know, the more people that I could relate.
There you go.
You're on?
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
Thank you, Mike.
You're good. So, and we have a video. Someone asked Mr. Fausto why he wouldn't go forward. His answer then was, we were not following the bylaws, that it had to be given to the officers and from the officers to the executive board and from the executive board to the delegates. It doesn't say it in the bylaws, and we have it in writing from Mr. Richard Handelsman that that is not required according to our bylaw. But the salient point about that is, and I said, Mr. Fausto, your memory must be slipping, because 2 months before, we did present it to the officers. There was a vote, and the vote went, I think, 3-2. And at the end of that, say, that's fine. Now, according to the bylaws, it has to go to the executive board. So we did present it. Did it ever go to the executive board? No. At another board meeting, delegate meeting, which I have a copy of, Mr. Fausto and our CAM said, we prepared for you. We have an opinion from Rod Tennyson. We have an opinion from Rod Tennyson that you could only do it in October.
No.
No.
I asked for a copy. In fact, I said I'd like Mr. Tennyson to come in. That didn't happen. Another unit owner sent 2 emails to Yuko requesting copies of Mr. Tennyson's pronouncement. The first was not answered. The second was answered, and the answer that Mr. Israel gave was, it's attorney-client privilege. Well, that is a total nonsense. It was read to the delegate assembly. I have 5 different lawyers over the last 10 years that I came to explain that once it's opened up to anybody who's not privy to it, the attorney-client privilege is gone. So that's another breach, not only of our bylaws, but by the general law in the state of Florida. So, which is it? It is nothing but an attempt not to comply with what the law is. And it was broken by 2 people, supported by everybody else.
And let me.
Let me finish.
He had his hand.
Let me
I'll
finish.
try, I didn't know.
That's okay.
And
Wait till he's finished.
I would like an explanation, what do you mean with prepare for it? You could waive and do whatever. Mr. Richard Handelsman just came up with another solution, but in writing. In writing, we showed that Mr. Handelsman wrote that it's absolutely not necessary according to the bylaws. You wanna say something?
Yes, I have absolutely no reservation about going ahead and investing Yuko's money in order to make money.
Right.
With that said, I also have a responsibility to the people who I represent, those who voted me in office. So if I'm going to go ahead and vote on how money is going to be spent, I want to see in writing in front of me what is going to be done, who is going to be taking care of it, who is going to be administering it. I want to see everything in writing. Once I get it in writing, I want to read it, I want to digest it, and then I will make a decision as to whether or not what I see is appropriate for Century Village. Because I don't want anybody to say to me, well, I went here and I spoke to and I did this and I did that. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
What I want is something in paper, just the way a business does it. Nothing that we do here where we spend money. Prior to spending the money, we have an RFP. It's written down for us to look at. And if there is something in there that we object to, we respond to it, and then we ask the person who's preparing it to go back to the contractor to make an adjustment. But what you'll want to do, I don't have a problem with that. I want to see it in paper. I want to sit and digest it. I don't want anybody to tell me verbally, because you can change your mind. I want it in paper. I want a signature. I want to know who the guy is going to be at what bank, and why this bank over bank A over B or C is better for us. That's all. We have not, excuse me, one more second. We have asked for it over and over again, and we have received nothing. Now, you spoke about you went to this one, that one, a person here, and that's wonderful. But you are very, very knowledgeable about it, so one quick purview of the materials and you understand it. Well, that's not my background experience. So you hand me a package and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read it. This is an academic. He wants to see it in writing so he can digest it. And I don't wanna make a decision at the day that I get the paper. I wanna take it home and I wanna ponder it. And then if I have questions, I will ask, and if they're resolved and I feel it's fine, go right ahead and do it to make us money.
All right, thank you. This was brought up, that we had the meeting here. We had the people that were involved here. I had it in paper, everything was signed. And then I came up to the point of, well, where's the money coming from? It's coming from Yuko. Where's our money coming from? And I was left at that spot here. All the paper was presented to me, it was presented to this committee here, and they were forwarding it on. I still have all that paperwork.
Do me a favor. Show me the piece of paper.
No, we'll do it again.
No, you said you have it.
No,
I wanna see the paper.
I have it with me
I
right
wanna
now.
see,
You know, we're going back.
well, why are we here?
I'm cutting this.
We're doing the
off.
same thing.
I didn't know
One
what, I didn't
month,
think that was gonna come up
I'm
right now.
cutting this off.
It was presented,
Excuse me.
but one more second, but I've gotten questions of feedback from some of this over the months. But the feedback I was getting on was, you need more paperwork, or you gotta go see my bank, or this is a speculative security, and it's not, it's a fixed income. So I'm getting all these things back that I'm trying to answer, but all this was put in a package, we should be able to put back together again. And I'll ask right now, can we go back and revisit the same thing? I'll go visit your bank and talk to them, I'll take that
It's the
with me.
treasurer's
No,
responsibility.
I understand that, but in
He's
the
the
way, we're
officer.
look- no, I understand, but he can come with me. But I wanna see there and see exactly what's going on.
Excuse me. All we're doing is going around in the same circle. The information was given,
Right, was that this?
$300 first was raised. However, our bylaws say it's my responsibility to
Right.
put the money in. It doesn't say I have to get approved And I said, if you wanna change it, change it, but it's unconscionable, it's
You
unconscionable.
didn't writing for it to break the
Well-
rules, yeah.
It's unconscionable for this organization to purposely prevent the investment in gold having in paper. I was asked, what bank? Well, if you went, excuse me, if you went to put more than $250,000 in a bank guaranteed FDIC, you would have to have 20+ banks to accomplish this. It makes no difference where it went, there is a guarantee. In addition, it was done before. Without all this hassle, I went back to prior treasurers. And in addition to that, we have in writing confirming from Annan Verbal, Richard, who's now sort of waffled, that I didn't have to. Now, first of all, I'm gonna put this on top. It's in writing, that's my responsibility, okay? I've done this before. I actually worked for Merrill Lynch. And I also, in the public company that I was responsible to, the chairman of the board of Merrill Lynch and the chairman of the board of K Corporation, I handled the same kind of thing. Okay? I don't think anybody here at this table has the qualifications that Mr. John has. And I challenge anybody else here, whoever has the qualifications that I have. There isn't a person here. I'm getting tired.
To them.
I'm
No, you don't
tired.
have to prove
I'm
anything.
not giving
You
you
don't have to prove
buckets.
anything. You know, we're laymen,
No,
you're the
yeah.
professionals,
All right,
and the laymen are asking the question.
right, I
You
understand.
don't build the roof first and then the foundation.
I spent
I want
years.
to ask the chair two simple questions. Very plain, very simple.
I don't think so. Go ahead.
Okay, number one, did you go to Truist Bank and meet with our current account manager,
Which bank?
the Truist Bank? Truist,
You've had two retail banks here.
I
Truist is one and the other
First
is
of all,
Apple.
I went to-
you let me finish my question.
You asked the question, and I answered the first part.
Okay,
I went to the manager of Intuit Bank.
Right.
They have no such program.
No, they don't. That's a retail branch. You're in the wrong area. You're in a
I
retail bank.
called there,
No,
and by the way, another bank which we used, which was Citibank, I went
That's
and
different.
spoke to them.
that's.
about that?
no, we don't wanna talk about that.
All I'm saying is,
I wanna,
That's a retail bank and an institutional.
I wanna
bank.
ask two
Different type of
simple
thing.
questions. Hey, two simple questions.
Yeah.
Did you go to one of our banks, Truist being one, find out who our account manager is and what the interest rate that we were receiving and what were they willing to do for us better than what we got before you went to Merrill Lynch?
yes,
I'll
You
answer
did.
this. too.
Who's the account manager?
I went to another brokerage firm who prepared and I brought in.
He's gonna answer that.
That's not my question.
Listen,
He
No,
doesn't,
and let me answer.
because he wasn't there.
Okay, the Truist Bank right now, their money market, I saw was 0.03% interest. I tried to take it further than that with people that I know, but I wasn't permitted to. I think right now,
That's
Ed and
not
I.
your job,
No,
John.
no. But I checked, like I went to the head of the Federal Reserve Bank first, Jerome Powell. You and I should go there and talk to them. All
I'm not going anywhere.
right, then they're working.
Excuse me,
I can't do nothing. else.
excuse me.
I can buy it, I traded for Merrill
Listen.
Lynch.
I went to our other bank and I spoke to the manager there. And they have no such program.
No, it's a retail bank, completely different.
They have.
No, they have back office, they have retail, which individuals coming in off.
That's the point.
That's different.
The answer is you did not go and
Right.
contact the person that's in charge of our account. That's, all you gotta do is say, no, I didn't do it. Be
I
honest.
did.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Going to the branch
All right.
manager does not.
Wait, time. Show me where in writing it calls for that. You have screwed us and left and right.
Okay.
You lied at the
Alright.
delegate,
You're right,
at the.
you're right. Hey,
And so I gotta state, you know, you're gonna believe what I'm saying. Two different types of banks. We have a retail
You
bank,
think I
where
don't know?
individuals like us can go in and buy things. We're talking about institutional banks that deal with companies and big
I
money.
have to beg to differ.
All right, but they don't
Let me
get no
finish.
business.
I had $60 million in lines, let me finish. And who did I deal with that I could call up those banks, not sign a piece of paper, not have another signature, and say, credit my account. I know what we're talking about. I've done it for a
No, I
living.
understand.
We are going around in a circle.
We are. The bylaws, you say district treasurer to take care of our investments in the company. Doesn't say anything about two signatures. Also,
May I speak?
Yes,
Since
I'm
I've got my hand up?
sorry.
Will you two guys do what Stuart and I have asked for?
Yes, I'm trying to tell them, I gave them the paperwork
If
already.
you do that, then we can vote. The bylaws are one thing, the human beings are another.
I can't hear you. Could you talk up?
Will you do what Stuart and I and others have asked for? A plan, a detailed plan of
It
investment.
was given, I'm not going through the same
No,
thing.
no, no, no.
Never,
There
never
are-
gets a number.
Hey, how come in writing, you said it's not necessary? Did you not write that? How many times did you write that, Richard?
There are bylaws and there are human beings.
Right.
No,
We're dealing with
Hey,
human
let's do
beings.
it again.
no, I'm not doing it again.
You're not doing-
I am going to bring it to the floor.
Oh, we can bring it to the assembly, but
Had your hand up? Yeah,
This man has a question.
I don't have a question, I wanna make a statement. There is no one here challenging you in terms of.
I can't-
Shut up, you have to let me finish.
I can't hear you.
His hearing aid is not in, he
I
can't
can
hear.
blow your mind.
I can't.
yes, the batteries are valid.
His hearing aid is off, out of his ear, put it in, the other side. He might be able to hear you now.
You've said before that you are a professional with years of experience. There is not one person in this room that is challenging
Right,
your expertise.
right.
Okay? What we are, and we're not challenging it, what we are doing is saying that you have a moral and ethical responsibility. And we have the same thing on our end, on how we take other people's money and invest it. Before we take other people's money and invest it, we'd like to see a plan spelled out so that we, the
Different,
knowledgeable, if we can put it that way, about all of this, so that if we have a question, it can be explained. Once we get it in detail, then we could say, this is a good idea, and it moves forward. There isn't anything that happens in Yuko where money is going to be spent without talking about it, but first looking at the program. That's all we wanted. Now, you say you gave something out. I'm here 4 years, 6 years, and I have never seen a piece of paper about, I have never, in my head, seen a
No,
just a
no,
piece
Saw
of
the
paper.
CD and the paper from Merrill Lynch.
yes.
That's
From
not
any-
a presentation.
Let him finish.
No,
And I deal with Merrill Lynch, and I get papers from them every month about the accounts that I have, so I know what's going on. So I can understand it because it's in layman's language.
How
When
many
you
accounts?
but what I want from you is not talk. I wanna see it in paper, on paper, so that I can digest it. That's exactly what we have here. It's simple.
I did run up a presentation.
We never saw it.
I never saw it.
We never saw it, we never got it.
I did present it to Joanne in here, but I'll go, we can do it again.
Yeah, just let me be able to, you wanna take my money and everybody's money, fine, to make money, I have no problem with that.
It's
I just wanna see, this is the bank you're going to go to, this is what we're going to do, this is the charge they're going to charge us for the operation of handling the account, the paperwork, whoever does it needs to get paid. I don't have a problem with that. I just wanna see it in writing,
Now, what's been
so I
done?
can take it home and
Right.
sit with a drink in my hand and go over line by line, so that I could say, yes. When somebody from the delegate assembly says to me, did you know what you were doing when you voted for it? I wanna say yes, and I analyzed it, and I thought it was a very good idea, that's what you elected me to do, and that's what I did, period.
Right, we'll get that again. We have, just 1 second, we have FDI guarantee, because I brought them here too.
Forget
All
it.
right, all right, we have the
Forget what you
guarantee.
brought.
I bid this, I'm gonna do it again, and I had a synopsis made up, because they asked the same question. Put it down in English so we can understand some of this stuff, and I did, I wrote it out in detail. I presented that.
Your committee members
I
don't,
know, I
never
have-
got it,
Excuse me, do
so.
you have that handy?
Not handy, I have to go back and look, this was like over a year or two ago.
How long would it take?
I don't know, I have no idea.
No, next
I wrote that
meeting.
computer, remember?
Next meeting, that's
Computer?
I can do it again. Get it,
All right.
sit here next meeting.
Oh, the second?
Is a motion necessary to tell John to bring it in the next meeting?
I'll get to it,
John,
Well, I'd like to get on to number 4, because
yes,
we need
the
to see,
review of,
we need to see specifics.
right.
What man or woman at the bank will be in charge of our account?
We had that.
What is that man or woman's qualifications? What bank are they, what branch are they?
You got all that done, let's not go through.
Can we
the
split the
same
manager
process
here
again.
too, personally?
And then there's the other problem, not problem, but
Yeah.
how we're gonna do it. Concern.
okay,
It's gonna take some time. This is not something that can be done in
No.
a day. We know that these CDs and these accounts mature at different times. We have to have a plan for who's gonna every month.
Who's, you know,
No, we had a
your
blade
knowledge
ladder and we had
of
a vertical.
banking is this big.
Okay,
okay.
I was asked, what banks are gonna go into it?
but I'm a delegate and
Yeah.
you'll still need my.
Well, it's not your job.
Oh,
What is what charity do?
I think it is.
To protect the assets of the
You
corporation.
know, they're in a delegate.
What is the other? To, it's in writing. It was done before. And here over 16 years, I went to just about every delegate meeting. I never
It's man.
saw it.
Of course.
Put it in writing, put it in writing. You know what? You can make up what you want, it's not what you do, it's done, what you've done.
Why do you object to the fact that we ask you to do something and put it in writing? And you tell us that it's your responsibility and we can do it.
Look at the bylaws, read the bylaws.
Everybody.
I said to you, you have a moral
I
responsibility.
do, and that's why I'm treasurer,
You have
and
something,
I've done it before, I've had an.
there's a ton of money that you're talking about, and it's only fair.
No, it's not,
It's,
because I'm talking to
you
people.
are not sitting on a chair above everybody else to do whatever you damn please.
Well,
What you
did
do,
what did
what
they
you do
to
is,
What
what
did
you
they
have to
do?
do is fair, right, and reasonable. you
Wait,
are-
tell me
When
where.
somebody comes to you and says, how the hell did you spend my money? You're gonna give them a verbal answer,
No.
that you put it down and write it.
We had it in writing. Listen, all I can tell you is, we can go around this, I'm going to ask for a 5-minute break nature please.
What? Yes, you got your
I
can.
wanna turn it off, please. Oh, you don't know.
No, let's just leave it running.
You gotta give them a pass so we can go to that.
I do have some of the paperwork here that I
No,
originally
no,
sent.
no, you're not prepared.
I know, I understand.
Motion
I'll get to it.
Well, we still got 4, I want to get.
Hey, John, my
We
lord,
spent a whole half an hour. Are you Georgiana?
No.
Yeah.
And I.
No.
My neighbor.
I would tell you.
So who is Georgiana Gambler?
That's a lawyer.
Copy.
He's not here.
Copy from me.
We were under the impression that he was going because he had invited a lawyer here, for whatever reason we. But he didn't.
I told him.
So.
Listen to what I'm telling you. He walks into Truist Bank.
Itemized,
One
writing,
of the manager,
I'll read it.
the
otherwise I forget.
manager was not available, so he called somebody on the phone
You really think that's gonna?
who was told We don't know what you're talking about, we don't
He
do
has paperwork, it's
Okay.
not read. It's in
So
writing.
he
They're
never
not- it's in
contacted
writing.
anybody,
Not writing.
he doesn't even know if the
Yeah.
manager's a man or a woman.
Yeah, I agree with you,
So,
I know.
and we have a
You and I talked
commercial
about this.
manager that's in charge of our account, and in 4 years,
I
he
know.
hasn't been able to
I've been
get there.
fighting here for 4 years, you know, personally, I came in here and I said, give me the contact name, and I asked
He
you.
can't, you're, it's
I
not,
know,
John,
but
it is
I'm the
not
only
your
one that understands it.
responsibility, it is
No, I
not
understand,
responsibility.
it is, and I've gone to him, but it's like, I was talking to the wall, get that on tape.
All right,
But
hold on.
he calls me all the time, I'm trying
Are
to
you trying
explain.
to say he's incompetent?
No, I'm not saying the kind
John, you're doing your best.
Yeah.
And I understand you have a
Yeah.
difficult situation. I have no doubt that if you were on your own,
It'll
on
be
a
done.
plan,
It'll be done already.
it would get done already. This was your business,
Yeah.
but it's gotta be done.
No, that's gonna be done, don't get, I was in this business for 50 years. I worked on the Florida Stock Exchange, I'm licensed brokers, Wall Street principal, CFP, Certified Financial Planner, also I had. And after 50 years, I've had so many discussions, what you're talking about now. I sat down with individuals and companies.
Mike wants to say something.
I guess then, I'm gonna speak from the complete opposite end of the spectrum,
Right.
because TurboTax is my best friend. But essentially, what I know outside of this room, if I'm sitting with the delegate assembly, besides this meeting, if someone were to say to me, we want to invest whatever share of the money you have kicked in over the years to make this whole, we want to take that money and invest it into this program. My first question would be, what's your plan?
Oh, okay, that's already done.
But no, I.
You're saying that, John.
No, I know what you're saying.
Where I'm looking at this.
No, get this, I presented this here at this table. Here, and I said, here's all the paperwork, and they came back with questions for me, said, we have these questions, I answered those questions too. And then my final question was, where's our money at the bank, Turbo Bank, and I did ask you, give me authorization to go talk to them.
I can, it's not my,
But it's the wrong bank to talk to, they're a retail bank.
I understand, but it is not, I
I know,
myself
okay.
as vice president can't give you
I know,
the
sir.
authority because the bylaw says that he's in charge of our treasury.
And I'm trying to get him to go, and I said, just go with me,
Again,
all right.
he lives by the bylaws and so do we.
I
We're
know.
not going to,
Let's see where I'm coming from too. I'm trying to do the best for Century Village. I got is $350,000 a year in interest. Guaranteed by an insurance company and by Merrill Lynch, both sides, but no commission, just that $300 fee.
To finish where I was going with this, is that if I'm that person sitting there. I hear that, I know your background, I do not doubt for a moment that you believe that you are 100%.
Oh, I am, but you
And
understand?
that you have the facts to support it. But if I'm gonna get asked to click a button or raise a flag to vote for something, I need to, in that moment, just like we get the budget in the packet. I need to be able to look at it, read it, and ask my questions.
It was presented here, and I have to go get that paperwork.
Let's do it again.
I'm gonna do it again. I have some of the paperwork right here, just haven't have it in my
Do
phone
it
here.
next month, bring it back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
As I recall,
Like I said.
We're eating a
yeah,
very dead horse.
yeah.
Let's do it again, do it
Yeah,
again.
and that's one of my dead horses.
John, the last time, I'm gonna go fast because you don't want me to talk.
I understand.
The last time I did something of this nature, I was a church trustee,
Alright.
of a small church in upstate New York. And the question on the table was, we had CDs all over the place, a
Right.
lot of them were bequests for people who left money to the church.
Yeah.
And they needed to be organized and put in what they call laddered account.
Yes, that's.
Okay, when that happened,
369.
an accountant working pro bono, CPA,
Right.
and as it turned out, the CEO of the bank, this was a little bank, showed up at our meeting. Every one of us had a folder in front of us, nice one that I still use because it said the bank's name on it. And everything was laid out. We took it out, we went through it. And we weren't asked to vote right then. We were asked to go home. We said, oh, check it out and check with your own people. It's not. We came back and everyone was confident
Alright,
that we were doing the right thing with somebody else's
very
money.
good. I'm
And we
gonna
did it.
I'll do it again. He is also, I know he's obstinate and all, he's hard to deal with.
Listen, the thing I just described to you is the opposite of this.
This is, I don't even look
Look
at
at
this.
this tape.
I had given him printouts of every little step, and then I put a synopsis after it, step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. So it was easy to answer all the questions, say, oh, we can look at this one sheet to see what the steps were. And the actual steps were behind them, so I did have all that.
It needs to be informed.
We have every bit of
Let me
it.
give you an analogy.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to the automobile dealer to buy a car. What do you get? You get all the paperwork
A proposal.
from beginning to end. You sit there and say, this is fine, I agree to the terms, I see it in front of me. I'm not going to get a piece of paper, go home and look at it and go back the next day and say, well, the interest rate went up. Or these terms have changed because we have less cars and more cars. I wanna see what I'm buying in front of me. It's all. And when we ask him for paperwork, we don't get it. We get verbal comments.
I'm here with you, I'm here with you.
No, everything
I
you said, I
understand
understood.
that. And I get this, he fights me because he said, well, I was in this business too. But he was there as an accountant, I was there as a trader and a broker, it's a difference there.
Yeah.
I've gone to individual thousands of people that.
You know the difference?
Yes,
You played with other people's money.
yes, but
And
I would lose that business if I lost.
So I'm here because it's my money and all
It's
the
mine
owners'
too.
money. And we wanna make sure, like Stuart said, that it is
Yeah.
done correctly.
Right,
Cause I don't want somebody to come back and say, oh, when Sebastian was here.
and we'll do this
The
again.
money that was done in the past, it was all done at the delegate assembly. They came in, they were gonna invest X number of dollars, it went in front of the delegates, sure, no problem. Sebastian was in, and Ed Black were in charge of those accounts.
Right.
That's all we wanna hear.
We'll do it
That's all
again,
it
and
is.
if I have to, I'll bring the account manager, Merrill Lynch back
We
in
don't
here.
want the account
No, I'm not
manager.
saying,
We wanna,
I'm just
I
talking
wanna
to you, I
take
can
the
get it.
account manager home.
okay,
I wanna take a piece of paper at home, like Stuart said, I wanna be able to read it, and I wanna be able to explain
I
it.
wanna bring it to my accountant and my lawyer, say, am I doing the right thing here?
yeah, that's fine. that's
We're not
fine.
asking for the moon,
No.
we're not asking for the moon,
All right,
and I'm getting to the point that I'm getting a little frustrated that I've been blocking this. I've asked a simple, give me a business plan that I can swallow. All I got is a bunch of
I
rhetoric and
agree
bullshit.
with you, because I know I gave them that plan over and over again. And then at the delegates meeting, when someone says, where's our
Sorry,
money?
Richard, you had a lot of hair and a full beard when we came in here, it's all gone, it all fell off.
It was dark colored.
Yeah.
Are we still in old business?
Yeah, we're on old business, yes. Yeah, alright,
I was taking the same.
yes.
Sorry about that, but there's some things you can't avoid.
You notice they got nice and quiet when you came back in?
I can't hear anything, so. Anyway, are we back online?
Yes.
Richard, you wanted to go to the next number online.
Well, Joanna Danbra is not here, so
Oh, I gotta see them this afternoon or tomorrow.
I don't, other than asking our two guests, do you have anything? I have nothing.
I like what you said about bringing it to somebody you know. And
We all have,
you know,
we all have a guy, we all have a lawyer, we all have an
Alright.
accountant, somebody's doing our taxes for us,
So
right?
if you do that.
Whatever
and
plan you give me, I'm gonna run it by Marty, the accountant in Lynbrook, right?
Right.
And he's gonna say, all right, you know, or he's, you know,
I think everybody should
I'm gonna
do
go,
that.
I'm Staten Island.
exactly right. No, it's no lie, that's what we do.
All right, I move,
All
I
right,
move,
well, let's move on to the next agenda.
Oh, yes,
what,
nothing else.
I move.
Whatever you got.
Let's-
Let's put big.
There's been a hand raised,
John.
what did you want?
It's up to the chair. I know.
First of all,
But guess that
but
here.
I want to make an announcement that on the agenda, Georgiana Dambrow was supposed to be here with like all lawyers, something.
I was supposed to meet with her yesterday and now I guess I couldn't make it today, so it's probably gonna be wrong. So I'll have to stop, probably have sales agreements I have to turn into.
Now, hold on, one other thing. John, you said, I'll recognize you next. You said you lost all your.
Well, it was my old computer that I have that I don't have anymore. So when I got the new one, they transferred stuff from that, but that one is dead now. I got hope it came over. I don't know. 'Cause I have the,
Wasting time.
Excuse me,
we'll get it together.
not when you say will. Friday is the delegate assembly. So,
Yeah, but I understand that, but don't forget, I'm the president of all these units and associated, I got new roofs going on, I got the painting going on.
We're
It's just
Are you-
normal business.
bring it to this.
If you
I know,
have,
you try that, yeah.
hold it. If you can, your time is backed up,
Yeah,
give me what you got.
I'm sure, I can do that.
Can you do?
I will be emailing you next couple of days.
I could pick, not a couple of
Well, yeah, I will.
days. You, give me what you
I
got,
will.
and I'll reschedule a meeting for tomorrow.
No,
Oh, no, I can't, no one's.
No.
Yes.
No one's out there,
can't make
if
it.
it's up, you have anything in hard copy?
I got a couple of things before, yeah.
Next
Kind of
month.
watching going on in buildings today.
No, I'm not talking about you personally.
Next
I'm
month.
talking about you
Yeah.
as a board, member.
I got stuff from the head of Meadowlands Private
Okay.
Banking.
Next month, you can do it by next month,
Yeah,
though,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That lady is at her, handing up water than I have.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry, yeah. You're behind me, we can't see
that's
it.
okay. Gus Husky, something.
Excuse me. What? You wanna talk?
Yeah, she was talking.
Okay, but if he's talking, stand up, tell us your law.
She was trying.
Just be loud.
My name is Beth Sahusky.
I can hear you.
I am a delegate and an owner, and I'm on the board at Sussex H.
Good.
I'm flabbergasted, but I'm gonna move forward and I'm going to reiterate what you folks have been saying is we need it in writing. You folks need it so you can review it. And as a delegate, I would appreciate it if we got it in writing so we could look at it for a month and talk to our guy and make our decision. So we don't have to push a button when you say, this is good, we reviewed it. It's a lot of money. This is, that's it.
It won't be,
Excuse me.
it won't be in the same meeting.
No,
You'll be given it in one meeting.
You
You'll
have
have a
a
month.
month. It has been printed.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm new to the game. I'd like to see what you have in writing then so I can review it. Do you have it?
You're jumping on it. It's here in writing in the Yuko report.
So Beth, let me ask you
Where you
this.
get that?
I think it's safe to say that, and I'm sorry you're so frustrated. I think it's safe to say that if there were a motion on Friday based on the discussion or voting that happened at this meeting, it would be either a no vote or you just would vote.
I have confidence in the board, but what I'm saying is if the board needs a month to review it, I would think that the delegates would
Right.
also need a month to review
Right.
it. That's what my point is.
You're in turn responsible for your unit.
Exactly, I am. And it's getting to be more and more of a responsibility, because if we don't do our due diligence, folks, we're gonna be fined. And we can be put in jail, or whatever the fees are, or whatever they're gonna do.
It's not no
It's-
jail, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
In Florida, there's
You
lots
are-
of jails.
No, but
But
not.
what I'm saying is,
You-
but what I'm saying is, we all have to do due diligence. And we need more than 5 minutes to look at a piece of paper and say, now vote on it. This is a lot of money.
You'll get it at one meeting and there will be no vote when you get it. It won't be until the next month or even later.
No.
Never,
come next meeting, you'll read it and see what we have.
never the same meeting do you vote on what you handed to.
Okay.
Okay?
I appreciate your opinion. However,
She wants to speak.
according to what Mr. Fausto said, the bylaws are, which I don't agree. The mantra has been. It goes to the offices, it goes to the executive board, and it goes to the delegate assembly. When it hits the floor on the delegate assembly, you're entitled to vote no, but you never got the ability with their promoting to vote on it. Okay? Turn it
Are
down.
you okay?
But it should have gone to the delegate assembly. And that's according to not really the bylaw, Mr. Fausto's law, Mr. Forster's law. So
The delegate,
we can go around in a circle.
We have been,
No.
with all due respect,
I've been going
that's
for
what
years.
we've been
How long
doing.
have you been? How long have you been a resident?
I don't need to answer that question.
Not relevant.
It's been going on since April of 2022.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, I think we.
New business, or does anyone have any new business?
My time is worth as much as anybody's. This is just a waste of time. You're going around in a circle.
Thank you.
Is there any new business
Any new
before we
business?
adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I second the motion.
All
We
in-
adjourn.
The judge, you said do that.
Want to is Mr. Forster and Mr.
Adjourn.
Bowsell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Where is a copy of